That is the biggest victory we've ever seen in the grand history of the Nations League. Let's welcome in, shall we? Jan Fjordhoff is with us. Jan, Germany were just absolutely brilliant today.
Yeah, and they've been for a while. If it wasn't for that Kukurea handball, they would maybe had a fantastic year. But there is something about this German team now. They make things simpler, or Nagelsmann makes it a bit simpler. He takes people in form. He's not using like a big range of players. He's more or less tried to get the same players in. He did 5 changes, 4 of them needed after the Netherlands game. He needed to get some injured players replaced, but doesn't reduce them. And a Kleindienst is quite interesting because we're talking a lot about an old number 9 in Füllkrug. And now Tim Kleindienst coming in. He's 29 making his debut. Wasn't a part of the European Championship. And then you have, of course, Musiala and Wirtz. I mean, they are the golden boys of German football, and they will be the golden boys of international football soon.
Ali is our Bundesliga expert. Okay. Are you surprised how quickly this German team seems to have bonded over the year?
Well, and Jan just mentioned Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz. A few weeks ago, Didi Hamann came out talking about, well, if I had the choice, I would take...
Is that how he talks?
Yes. If I had the choice, I would take Florian Wirtz over Jamal Musiala. And what's critical of Jamal Musiala? Well, guess what? Julian Nagelsmann doesn't have to make that choice because he has the ability and the availability of these players to actually play on the field at the same time, which then makes the job of guys like Tim Kleindienst or Kai Havertz or whoever plays in the final third for Germany a whole lot easier because they're going to create on their own. They don't need these other guys to create for them. They're going to create on their own, and those opportunities that they create for themselves and for others makes your job easier as an attacking player. You focus on Florian Wirtz, Musiala hurts you. You focus on Musiala, then Wirtz hurts you. And there is variety to their game. There's more maturity and growth to the way that they're playing. It's not just about dribbling. It's not just about passing. Now there is actual final product behind it as well. It makes this German team a very, very dangerous team to play against.
Jan, you were saying before we came on air, you think they're going to win the World Cup?
Oh, absolutely. They will win everything now with this team.
Oh, wow.
They have they have a great squad. They're building something up now. I mean, they won't be favorites, but they're building something up now in German football. And it's good to see. There is a Nagelsmann with his ideas. He got Sandro Wagner, the assistant coach, around him. And then he got an old head in Rudi Völler. Is like the head of sport, everything kind of around them. And you saw today as well, Leroy Sané coming on. He has had some trouble with his injuries. He comes on. You have Gnabry. Undav wasn't even part of this squad this time. So there's so many players coming in now. There is a positivity of German football at this moment. And I think maybe the 2026 World Cup will be actually great timing for this team to flourish at the international scene.
As we mentioned, of course, one of the key players in the success of this German side, Florian Wirtz. Obviously brilliant last season for Bayer Leverkusen. We'll talk later about the possibility of his manager moving on at the end of the year. Are we having that same conversation about him, Jan?
Well, you talked about Didi Hamann there, or I mean, they are talking about Florian Wirtz as the new superstar with Musiala. If you go to Germany, if you visit Germany, in every corner of every street, in every city, there is something about Musiala Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz will probably maybe talk more about it later, but Florian Wirtz will be a much wanted player. Maybe much more so than Musiala, because Musiala is already at a big club, and no disrespect to Bayer Leverkusen, but you expect them to go on from Leverkusen. I think that will have a bit connection with what Xabi Alonso will do, but wow, they all want him, and there are conversations as we speak between Bayern and Bayer about Florian Wirtz. So to be continued.
Where will he go, Jan? To Bayern?
I think Bayern think they are favourites. They have been. Remember, he was injured. He had a big injury before this success season. We forgot that. He nearly missed the whole season. Then they would talk about Bayern. They went to Uli Hoeneß at his house and they told him, why don't we buy him now? He's injured. And Uli Hoeneß said, should we put so much money out for an injured player? We don't know if he's coming back and so on. I think that he got a feeling that you have Hansi Flick in Barcelona. We don't know the financial situation next summer. Will Real Madrid go after Musiala? Musiala said in an interview yesterday, he said that, yeah, let's see, let's play this season to an end. And Bayern Munich want to present him as a Christmas present for their fans at their big meeting now before Christmas. I don't think that will happen. I think these are quite clever. They will see their options. Florian Wirtz, I also will say that is an outsider chance for Manchester City. Manchester City need to do some new, fresh thing about their team. We know that Pep Guardiola and Manchester City are following the Bundesliga very closely. Well, every big club will follow Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala.
Is Bayern the right move for Wirtz?
I think it would be interesting to know how him and Musiala get on off the field as well, because if the two of them continue to play as a pair the way they are right now, then if you're Wirtz and Bayern, it makes sense to keep them together.
Right.
Because, you know, the movement of the two of these players, particularly for Germany, is what makes them so good, because you never know where they're going to pick the ball up. And that makes everybody else move, because when they come in their area, players generally will say, right, okay, I need to clear out because he's coming in here. And that's to me, is why there are so many German players moving inside, moving outside, running in behind, because these two are constantly on the move and picking the ball up in all kinds of different areas. So I guess to your question, yeah, if these two continue to play together at the level they are, then if you're Bayern Munich, absolutely, you get hold of him.